So let's go to our A's and F's. And Michael, we will begin with your F.
My F goes to Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, for skipping out on the Ukraine-Russia talks.
Okay, and Sarah, your F.
Syria's civil war, which effectively ended last December, has been devastating. It's estimated that more than half of the country's pre-war population of 22 million people was displaced. More than 500,000 people were killed. And in addition to this horrific human toll, the war has also ravaged historic sites across the country, including some of the most important cultural centers of the ancient world. It's a reminder that war and conflict destroy not only lives, but also our shared culture and our connection to history.
Ty, your F.
My F goes to Secretary of the Navy John Phelan, who said in a recent tweet that Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, that the Japanese attack happened on June 7th, not December 7th. Boneheaded but not fatal, but what he's doing to the Naval Academy is he stopped Ken Burns from speaking there because Burns had, for his new documentary on the American Revolution, because Burns had once criticized Trump. They got rid of almost 400 books banned from the library because the snowflakes in the administration can't handle free speech. So come on, Mr. Secretary, you're running the ship aground.
Tara.
My F goes to California Mayor R. Rex Parris from Lancaster, California. He wants to give any homeless people who wanted as much fentanyl as they can stand. He says because this is his way, even though the offer is harsh, this is his way of protecting the people of Lancaster.
Bob Spitzer.
The job of Attorney General was created in 1789 as one of the first 4 cabinet secretaries under President George Washington. The Department of Justice dates to 1870. And the department has been political over the decades, most recently under Richard Nixon. But unlike every past Justice Department, Donald Trump is using it for political revenge. No president in American history has ever declared that to be agency policy. Last week, Trump signed executive issuances to do just that, such as to prosecute law firms for doing what lawyers are supposed to do, which is to defend clients in court, simply because he doesn't like them, to prosecute and investigate Democratic fundraising organization Act Blue, among other such actions. Again, not because of evidence of law breaking, but to go on a legal fishing expedition. If the rule of law no longer is a guiding principle of the Justice Department, then the very idea of America is in jeopardy, and that's an F.
That's more than an F. If that's the case. Let's go to the A's. Michael, your A.
My A goes to the SUNY Cortland 2025 graduates. Good luck out there in the world.
All right. And finals are about to start, right? So pressure's on now. Sarah, your A.
So there's a global effort underway to protect 30% of the Earth's land and waters by 2030. The state of Maryland has already reached that goal 6 years ahead of schedule. They've permanently protected close to 2 million acres of land, and they're setting a new target of 40% by 2040. These protected spaces have generated billions of dollars in economic benefits while providing habitat to critical species and sequestering heat-trapping greenhouse gases. It's a win-win scenario. For those in the audience or our viewers who would like more good environmental news, I recommend a New York Times series called 50 States, 50 Fixes. It's a really good reminder that there's still really good things happening across this country.
Ty.
My A goes to the markets, especially the bond market, which seems like the best check on the president's cockamamie and moronic tariffs. As a Democratic strategist, James Carville once said, quote, I used to think that if there was reincarnation, I wanted to come back as the president or the Pope or a 400 baseball hitter. But now I want to come back as the bond market. You can intimidate everybody. For a generation, the bond market was as quiet as a church mouse, but Trump's tariffs have made it roar like a tiger. And that made Trump back down. The markets remain ever vigilant. You can't fool all the markets for long.
Bob Spitzer.
Every year, tens of thousands of people die because they can't afford medical care. However, a woman named Allison Sesso has done something about that. She is the head of an organization called Undo Medical Debt that buys medical debt on the cheap, then forgives the debt. So far, more than $14 billion with a B, billion dollars worth for over 9 million people. Allison Sesso is a 1997 SUNY Cortland graduate. She was a political science major. She was a student of mine, And by the way, she's named one of Time Magazine's 100 most influential people for 2025. SUNY Cortland students, this could be you. Think about it. And I want to thank Professor Jerry O'Callahan for bringing this to my attention.
Okay, and Tara, your A.
My A goes to Aix-Marseille University in France. The university received nearly 300 applications for its, quote, safe place for science, quote, end quote, program, which is designed to purposely recruit U.S.-based academics hit by budget cuts or political pressure on their work. Researchers from many of our elite universities have applied.